Now we are continuing with the quadratic equations, and the method 2 we are considering after we first did the first video on factorization method. Today's method is completing the square. Now we can use the completing the square method to solve any quadratic equations given. We have the steps given on the right side that you can actually read and follow verbatimly. Now let's go on with example 1. This will help you to understand the steps given on the right side of this tablet. We have the first question given us to be as squared plus bs plus c equals 0 using the completing the square method. The first step says you have to divide through by the coefficients of the s squared. So the coefficients of s squared is a, so we divide everywhere by a. Every side by a. So this a takes this a out. Now we will have this expression as s squared plus bx over a plus c over a equals 0. Now we can take the c over a to the other side of the equation without x, grouping the like terms. So those without x on one side, those with x on the other side. So we have x squared plus b x over a equals, when this c over a being positive, when it crosses the equal sign, it becomes negative. So this becomes minus c over a. Now the second step says find the half of the coefficients of x, which we know the coefficients of the x is b over a. This is the coefficients of x. So when you're finding the half, is going to be 1 over 2 times b over a. This gives us 1 times b, which is b. 2 times a gives us 2a. Now it says find a half of the coefficients of x and find the square. So when you find this, you put in a bracket squared. So we're going to add it to both sides. All right? We're going to add it to both sides. So let's see. So we have s squared plus bx over a plus we have our expression, which is now b over 2a all squared equal to, remember we have c over a plus expression, the same expression that we have, b over 2a squared. All right. Now, we knowing that we have these two expressions, we can easily expand it out. So we can add this 2, as since they have the same square, we can put this in a simple bracket, this 2. Then we can expand the side. We can expand the side as we move along. So let's move as you watch it. So putting this in a simple bracket is going to be, since they have the same square, we're going to write x plus is positive, so it's going to be b over 2a all squared equals, we have negative c over a plus, now expanding this will give us b squared over 4a squared. B squared over 4a squared. Now we can rewrite this expression in a very simpler form. We have x plus b over 2a all squared equals. We can now write b squared over 4a squared minus c over a. Now we can find the LCM. The LCM is going to be 4a squared. Now 4a squared goes into 4a squared 1. 1 times b squared is b squared minus a goes into 4a squared 4a times c is going to be 4ac. That still gives us x plus b over 2a all squared. Now we can easily find the square root on both sides. We can easily find the square root of both sides, which we can read it to be square root of this side and then the square roots on this side. This will give us positive, negative. So the square roots here that we introduce will automatically take this square off. Now you will have the new expression as x. We have the new expression as x plus b over 2a equals plus or minus square roots b squared minus 4ac over. Now remember, we have 4a squared. Now 4a squared can further be reduced or further be simplified. Is in the form of plus or minus. We have b squared minus 4ac over. Now the square root of 4a squared will give us what? Now we can still continue to write plus or minus b squared minus 4ac over. Now square root of 4 gives us 2. Square root of a squared gives us a. So that will give us 2a. So our final expression is going to be the x plus b over 2a. This expression that we have. X plus b over 2a equals plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. That is the expression for the final answer. So we can now go on to solve using a typical question. Going on with question or example number 2. Let's take another example. Let's see how we'll go around it. All right. Let's go. Example 2. So example 2, we have a question like, we have 2s squared plus 7x plus 5 equals 0. 2x squared plus 7x plus 5 equals 0. Using the completing the square method, you have to remember, divide all sides by the coefficients of the s squared. So we have 2 being the coefficients of s squared. So s side, we divide everywhere by 2. This takes this 2 off. So we have this expression as s squared plus 7x over 2 plus 5 over 2 equals 0. Then the next one says that we have to find a half of the coefficients of x. The coefficients of x is 7 over 2. So finding the half we will definitely going to write it in this form. So we have 7 over 2 times finding the half. We will have 7 times 1, which is 7. 2 times 2, which is 4. Now you say we should find the half of the coefficients of x and find the square. So after this, we put this in a bracket squared. Now we're going to add this expression on both sides of the equations. Now we're going to write s squared plus 7x over 2 plus, we have our expression here, which is 7 over 4 squared equals. Now, when we transfer the 5 over 2, which has no x, to the other side, this has no x. So grouping the like term, this has no x. It becomes negative 5 over 2 plus our expression. As we already know, we have to add it to both sides, which is going to be 7 over 4 all squared again. Now, like we did it on this expression, we're going to put this 2, since they all have square, into a simple bracket. So this is going to give us x plus 7 over 4 all into one bracket equals, we have negative 5 over 2 plus 7 squared over 4 squared. That will give us 49 over 16. 49 over 16. Now we can go further by writing x plus 7 over 4 all squared. Find the LCM is going to be 16. 2 goes into 16, 8. 8 times 5 is negative 40. Plus 16 goes into itself 1 times 49 gives us 49. Then we can still have x plus 7 over 4 all squared equals negative 40 plus 49 gives us 9 over 16. Now, finding the square roots on both sides, we can introduce this square root where we have a square root here. Whatever you do on the left side, you do the same thing on the right side. So this is going to be plus or minus. So this square root automatically takes our square off. Takes our square off. So we have this taking this off. We will be left with only x plus 7 over 4 equals plus or minus. You already know the square root of 9 over square root of 16. This gives us 3 over 4. So x plus 7 over 4 equals plus or minus 3 over 4. Now, finding x, we can write x equals plus 3 over 4, grouping the like terms, 7 over 4 will cross the equal sign. Since it is positive, when it crosses the equal sign, it becomes what? Negative. So we have negative 7 over 4. Then we have another expression reading as x equals negative. Since we dealt with the positive side, we've already dealt with the positive part of this expression. We've dealt with the positive part of this expression. Now we're going to take the negative. So we have negative 3 over 4 minus 7 over 4. So solving this independently, since we have the same LCM, this will give us 3 minus 7. Does give us negative 4 over 4. Answer being negative 1. And then having negative 3 minus 7 would give us negative 10 over 4. Negative 10 over 4. 2 going into negative 10, negative 5. 2 going into 4, 2. So this will be the final answers that you will be expecting to have. Your final answers will be negative 1 or negative 5 over 2. This works true for all completing the square. So if you follow the principle, this will be so easy. Remember, take your time to understand the principle correctly. Now, when you become so conversant with it, now you can actually run with it with speed. Mathematics is not about speed. It's about understanding the principle. When you get perfected, then you can solve it your own way. That will be so comfortable to you. All right, guys, thank you so much. And I'll be bringing the method 3 soon for us to also compare which of the 3 methods that we've dealt with is much more easier for you. Until we meet again. Peace, I'm out.